I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin, and in this video we're going to have a look at the top 3 launchpads tokens to buy right now on the Bitcoin dip. What is the best strategy for direct profit or perhaps longer term holding to get allocation on these launchpads? Nothing in this video is financial advice, it is for entertainment purposes only. We're going to have a look at what, in my opinion, would be the right move. So I am on CoinMarketCap. I have used the category launchpads. So I have a complete overview of many different launchpads. And we're going to have a look at their prices, what might be good entry points currently. Note that not all launchpads are on this list. Note in addition that I don't have experience with all launchpads. Obviously I have experience with many different launchpads that we have researched on this channel and that I've used in general. However, not all of them are on this list that you might know of, and not all of them might be available currently. But let's have a look. So obviously with the Bitcoin dip, it created quite a big dump. If you look at the 7-day downward trend, the biggest launchpad was Circulating, lost about 33% of its value overall. MEMPad 27%, HoppyPad, which is also like a MEMPad type thing, almost 30%. Engine Starter 27%. That's huge, right? So definitely, if you're looking for some quick flips, look into anything that had lost more than 20% here. 23%, 37%. That's crazy. However, do note that they lost this much value for a specific reason. Either people were already shaky on the performance, things weren't going that well. It's a lot of the smaller, specifically MEMPad style platforms that have lost a lot of their value. But also the more serious ones, like for example, True P&L is here, Avalanche is there, and those obviously Game Zone show a good opportunity where perhaps you want to make an entry to see if there's something there that you can benefit from in the short term. So the first one I'm actually going to pick is quite simple. I would pick Seedify, which I've mentioned in previous videos, which I actually did pick up. So that would make a lot of sense. I picked it up a little bit higher. I picked it up, I think, for $8.50, so somewhere here. And right now it's below $8, so a little bit in the negative. But I think it will make a great recovery run as soon as Bitcoin recovers. At the same time, I have about, I think, $9,000 or $10,000 worth of tokens. Well, it was 10,000, now it's probably 9,000. Where I believe that I can even get some allocation in the meantime, right? I don't think Bitcoin will recover not that quickly, and that's, I mean, the main focus for this video, all right? What you could buy now, right now as we speak. Bitcoin at 42,000, I don't assume that it will shoot up to, let's say, 50, 60,000 in the span of 1 week. So I could just follow the basic staking of Seedify, which I think the shortest one is 1 week, and then get allocation even, although the allocations are really small, right? 7 days. I get an APY of only 5%. I have 585 SFUND in this wallet that is connected available. I have another wallet, so what are we talking about? That's like, yeah, 5,000. And then I have another wallet, which I think is already staked. But the basic idea is that you could get access to like MetaStrike, these upcoming IDOs. And even if you only get like $20 allocation, that is again more than what you had before. It's better than nothing in my opinion. The focus here for me is not to get allocation. I just want to stress that. I'm looking at these launchpads. The allocation would be a side benefit. I'm looking to ride the wave of the increased value of what the token might do, right? If we look at the year-long progress, November, December were the bigger periods, right? Definitely 25th of November is usually for most the biggest spike. For Seedify, it came a little bit later. It was like 1st and 2nd of December that it reached an all-time high of basically more than $16, right? Right now, it's half of that value, less than half, right? Which I think that if Bitcoin stabilizes and or recovers, the launch pads still continue to launch, right? The performance when Bitcoin is down might be less significant, right? So the launches, the IDOs might not do that well during the actual Bitcoin dips because people are fearful, right? So people are buying less, selling more. creates for unstable launches usually. However, that doesn't have to be a problem necessarily over the long term, right? And creates a good buying opportunity. If we look at the fear and greed index, which I like to make my entries on, it shows extreme fear, like one of the highest fears we have seen in a very, very long time, right? So if we look all the way back, the fear has been established for quite a bit, but look, the greed was quite significant. If we look back at 1 year, we have only been in this type of fear potentially in around the May, June, July period, just before we took another runoff. I'm not a technical analyst. I don't know anything about reading charts in general, but I focus on patterns, right? On this channel, I focus on patterns. And I always truly believe that look at this. This is basically this period, right? 33K, and then it basically went to an all-time high thereafter. So in my opinion, I don't really focus on bull runs or bearish markets, whatever you want to call it. I focus on how I can make money right now or later by doing things right now, right? The actions I take today might have a projective outcome, and that's always what I want to work towards, either if the market is in my favor or if the market is not in my favor. So I've been acquiring Seedify.fund. I'll probably acquire it to a total of $10,000 in total value, right? So every time the coin goes down, I buy a little bit more to keep my value at 10,000. Unless it goes to $1, of course, right? But I don't foresee that happening. And then I'm going to stake it for 7 days at a time, write basically the allocations that I get along the way until this token recovers, because I think it's literally one of the strongest launchpads out there. So that would be my first pick for security reasons, right? To minimize my risk exposure. But for other ones, I'm willing to take more risk. Where I'm going to choose one that I've covered a lot and I'm always quite positive about, but not today. So the last couple of weeks, the launches on AnyPad have been anything but great. I can be very transparent about it. I talk with the owner of AnyPad. I talk with the ambassadors of AnyPad. I'm in a specific, I try to help people in their specific community, right, on AnyPad. However, the launches haven't been great and they're doing everything they can to improve it, but it's a difficult process apparently. So I think Persia DAO was messed up. Nomadland hasn't launched yet. Asian Kingdom was not good. And basically I did not participate in these two. Sportify launched yesterday was also not good. Last Horde was not good. Tribeland was not good. But Age of Gods did really well. So I did do Age of Gods. Luckily, I got $1,600 worth of allocation. That right now is about $15,000. So that launch basically compensated everything, right? Which that's what happens with IDOs. You don't always shoot for the stars. Sometimes you land on the moon. As long as you're going to the moon, that is all good. With the Amara Finance, I actually would have liked to join this one. I just forgot about it. I had $1,000 allocation. That's quite shitty. But Mint Layer I skipped. I was not even in the whitelist, right? See? But I'm not whitelisted because the vesting is way too long. It's a good project, very good project. I really like this project in terms of what it's about. But the vesting is like across 4 years, and I'm not going to wait 4 years for my tokens. A little too crazy for me. So AnyPad is basically making an IDO calendar. They're taking all the feedback from the community, which I really appreciate, and that's why I have included them in this list. Not because of solely that, right? It's basically because you can swing trade this token quite a bit. If you look at the volatility of this token alone on like a daily chart, there is so many entry opportunities for short-term plays, right? So I'm saying if you hold AnyPad in your wallet and complete the whitelist, which you need to get whitelisted for every project, you do this through their Telegram channel, right? Either announcement channel, Twitter, they post it everywhere, right? You just follow them, complete the Google form whitelist, and you can get whitelisted. If you don't do the whitelist, then you cannot participate. What I would do, so I hold the maximum amount of AnyPad that you can hold, right? I have 500,000 tokens, so I get allocation for 500,000, which is about $23 or $30,000, something like this. If you look, so this is a bot trade, so ignore that candle, but like this was yesterday, yeah? Yesterday, basically after the IDO, it went from like 4.4 cents to 3.4 cents, then back up to 3.9 cents in a matter of 3-4 hours, right? People forget basically that this is a 20% increase. 20%, that's what we're talking about. Then it went down again, basically 15% down, and then it went 10% up again, right? So you can take part of these trades. There's a lot of bots trading this, right? Because the chart is quite volatile. There's not that much market cap, and the volume is quite low. So there's quite some significant pressure. If you would buy, let's say $10,000, you will already spike the chart, which is not something you want. So you have to make smaller trades, let's say $1,000, $2,000 at a time. So you don't fuck up the chart yourself. However, I think this is a great opportunity. Let me explain you why. You are basically holding AnyPad in your wallet if you're not actively selling it, which means you get allocation on the snapshot towards the projects. You don't have to stake it, nothing like that. At the same time, you could continuously trade it, and when the snapshot is taken, they just tell you your allocation, where it goes per 25,000 tokens. So 25,000 tokens at this price is still literally extremely affordable, right? We would be talking, I think, about $500, something like this, which in my opinion is like great potential for very short-term swings, right? You could basically write the chart. If you're familiar how to do that, basically all you do is you sell high, you buy low, and that literally occurs. So as of the last 24 hours, so right now it's 9 a.m. my time, from 9 a.m. yesterday, which is here, basically that occurred 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, right, in one day. So as long as you just focus on this chart, right, and maybe set some price alerts with some app, then you should be good. In addition, the additional benefit is that you get access to all these projects, which they don't launch that many projects, but at least I've been told that the calendar for January is completely filled up. So there will be, I assume, 3, 4, 5 more projects in January coming up. They're announced on Telegram, so they don't show here like regular Launchpads before the launch. They actually announce it on Telegram, and you just one day before it will show up here. So make sure to join that Telegram. I'm there. So if you join the Telegram, add me, add its digits, and say hello that I sent you. I appreciate you, because I will say hello back. All right, AnyPad on number 2 for those reasons. Short-term cash grab. You can stay there for long-term as I'm staying there, but you don't have to, because that's not what we're about in this video. We're about to leverage the Bitcoin crash to see if the potential is there. I need to check one chart, which I should have done before this video, which might make it more interesting. I want to take a look at the Firestarter token price, because I talked a lot of shit about this token, and it's been crashing, but now it's, yeah, it might be a good time depending on the projects they have. So they're launching the Illumina Crown, which I really like, and they have CyberTrade. So for CyberTrade, the registration is open, and the Illumina Crown is coming soon. They also launched Decimated, right? So how much time do we have for CyberTrade? Can we see that? No. Can we go to their Twitter and see it? Probably. They probably announced it here. Okay, opens 7th, yesterday, closes on the 14th. So there's a lot of time to get whitelisted. There's still a lot of time. So what I assume is that over the next couple of days, especially if it's like really low right now, people will want to join CyberTrade because it's quite a big hyped game. Let me show you what it's about. Did they tag them? I assume so. CyberTrade Games. See, 115,000 followers. It's basically Cyberpunk, but then modeled onto the blockchain, right? They have a partnership with Binance NFT. They do quite some launchpads actually. See, here is the one from 15 hours ago from Firestarter. You could participate in that actual launch, but in my opinion here, I'm just looking for a quick swing trade. So probably, let me see where I can buy it. KuCoin, yes, I have a KuCoin account. I'll probably pick up $5,000 worth of Firestarter just to ride the wave the next couple of days, because people want to join Cybertrade, right? So I'm not actually going to stake my tokens, nothing like that, to get access to Cybertrade. Although I do like the project, right? I'm just here in it just to make some quick money. So I buy $5,000 worth, right? Maybe a little bit more. It goes up 20% because people are buying the tokens. You can already see that it's moving upwards, right? So if you would have bought this morning, you're already up like 10%. So I'm gonna make sure that directly after this video, I'll get that done because I have a lot of stable coins. And then as soon as that happens, we're going to basically wait 1, 2, 3 days until this IDO will actually go live, which is basically, it's closing on the 14th. So there's quite some time because today is the 8th. So we have six days that the hype will slowly be built up. I don't mind holding for 6 days, right? There's nothing else going on in the market much right now. So 6 days is completely fine. You're early, probably for Cybertrade on the hype of the project, right? Literally, this is a little bit of a price prediction I'm going to make now, but I would assume that we can go back to, let's say, because this was basically the decimated up run, and decimated was quite hyped as well. So it went to $2, which would be a 100% increase. I don't think we're going to do that, but we could go to like 140, 145 for a 40% gain on this ish, which would basically give us, you know, like $1,500, $2,000 for 6 days. That's a good trade, in my opinion. But what the fuck do I know? Not that much. I don't know how much money you would be dealing with, how much risk you want to take. Other than that, so Firestarter would be my second bet. I had that in my mind already that I should have checked it out, but man, I don't have fucking time these days. My 2 own NFT projects are being developed as we speak, and that's taking so much time. The software platform I'm developing, I don't want to hype it too much because I haven't really mentioned it much on this channel at all, but yeah, we're moving things forward. We're going next level. All right, the other one that you could, so I said top 3. So those are basically my top 3. One other one that you might want to consider, which I just saw just now, is True P&L right here. True P&L specifically because the performance has been going down steadily, right? So the platform is a little strange. The specific, so the volume is way down as well, 28K. I don't know why that is, because they are on gate. Okay, so there's some unlisted volume, but there's definitely some problems with the platform in terms of they have very little active projects coming up, right? So I do have an account here. I've done their IDOs in the past. The only problem look, they even launched AnyPad. The only problem that I experienced with them is they release tokens early to their investors sometimes, which causes issues with other launchpads. So they don't really have the best reputation. But who gives a fuck about the reputation if you're not going to participate in the launches and you're just looking to flip the token? Literally, you have the opportunity to buy right now at an all-time low, right? 10 cents for them is an all-time low. I bought in, I think, like way back at about also like 8 cents or something, and then I sold on 22 cents. So I didn't even sell near to the all-time high, but I sold it at 22 cents, and I made like a very juicy profit there. Now again, this is one of the more riskier ones because their reputation at the moment is not that great. They don't have that many launches lined up. However, if they would simply add 3 to 4 launches, and they usually have like 8 launches lined up, right? So if they would add 3 to 4 launches, the demand automatically comes back because you need to hold their token in order to generate gas, in order to allocate that to the projects. That's one part, and the other part is just holding a fuck ton of tokens. Even if you're looking for something long-term, right now it's super cheap to get in, right? I mean, you can buy a fuck ton of tokens for their platform for quite cheap. Can you imagine if you would have bought it here, it's 4 times more expensive. So do take that into consideration. True P&L might be a little bit of a riskier move. Something that I'm not taking into consideration here is launchpads that have bigger reputations, because I don't think they will go up that fast. So something like Firestarter, it might go back up to like $1.20, but their reputation hasn't been that great for their last couple of projects, and I don't have trust in Firestarter. That's why I would recommend it myself. MEMPad, I think it's dead. KingPad is by the same guys as MEMPad. There's like a 90-day staking requirement, so I wouldn't recommend that because I'm looking for the swings, right? The swings. VLaunch, it's a little bit too stable, so it's moving on a downward trend, right? But they have a very big shield crew behind it, right? And the shillers, they basically push the marketing out, so I don't think it will do that much. It will slowly die off. Things from Bluezilla. There are some Bluezilla launches coming up, so these launch pads will go up, right? The Fellas pad already is moving upward. ETHpad is moving upward, so definitely KCC pad is moving upward. All the Bluezilla launch pads are slowly gaining more traction. But again, risky because they require staking to get allocation, and the charts are quite volatile generally. So I will keep it at that top 3 for now. Perhaps in a couple of days, if not weeks, I will update it depending on the Bitcoin movement. What I would buy now is Seedify, AnyPad, and Firestarter, my top 3. What I'm actually literally going to buy right now is a little bit more Seedify, only like $1,000 worth to top up to my 10K holdings, and Firestarter, which I will literally make the transaction right after I stop this video. But that's just my opinion. Always do your own research. Nothing is financial advice, of course. It is very important to not just do as I do, but actually understand why I'm doing it, and perhaps you can learn something and grow your knowledge, because that's what we are all about. Let me know which launchpads you think have great potential during this Bitcoin dip, which you are looking to pick up, because might do another video in the next 1 to 2 weeks and include yours. So let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.